Good morning, YouTube. I'm about to show y'all a video on how to make an S-hook out of rebar. Now this is a fairly simple little project with an easily accessible material, old rebar. Y'all stick around, let's get to it. Now the first thing I want to do is I'm going to taper one of my ends. So start like that and then flip it over half turn. And go back. Now what this is going to do is this is going to make it square. And it's going to draw out a nice little point for us. It's going to be the actual hook part of our S-hook. See, I've already drawn it a little bit. Let's go back into the forge. Now the blows, while it is not bright, are really more for smoothing the edges than they are for actually moving material. And because this is just some mild steel, it's okay. It ain't like I'm, doing heavy blows to cold 5160. This is just old rebar, so it's fine. Now, as you can see, I have a little bit of a taper. You don't need no big taper. I mean, if you want to do a little needle point, you can. But I'm doing a large scale S-hook for a more visual aid. So I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to go ahead and start the curve on it. So now there are different ways to go about this. I like to hang it off the anvil like this and start going down. And see, I'm not so much hitting it, I'm dragging it. Now I like to get a little bit. I don't try to do it all at once, because then you'll end up putting in too many dings and dents and stuff that it's going to be hard to get out. Because once you get your shape, it's hard to smooth it up. So you want to keep that bending process smooth, so you don't have to go back and try to fix it and clean it up. Now you can also give it a few of these to help get your hook going. See. But my favorite way, and it's actually called scrolling, I believe, to hang it off the anvil. And I'm trying to do a pretty fair sized hook. So now that I've gotten this right here, I'm going to bring it to my horn and just kind of drag it to me and pick up the back at the same time. See how I'm dragging it to me and pulling it up. And what that's doing is that's helping form the hook where I want it to bend. And you just take it slowly. Now the good thing about hooks is if you take them and you lay them flat like this and you hammer it on the side, it will undo it just a little bit. Now you can't just, you can't knock every kink out of it, but you can bring it back just a little bit. But don't get in no rush. Just take your time, it ain't a race. Now that's a little wonky, but that's a good start. We're going to go in, we're going to define the hook a little bit, and then I like to come and put a little ding right here so that it really has an S. Now one thing I will say is very important about making a hook is controlling once you get it kind of bent. Depending on what area you want to work, you need to have that area hotter than the rest. So now I'm going to bring it to the back of the anvil and I'm going to hit right here. Not too much, but a little bit. Need to get it a little hotter. Now I am going to make it just a little bit tighter of a hook. See, that's now starting to look better. And you see what I was talking about here. I want to maybe do that just one more time. Now I need to let this part cool, because I really don't want to do much more to this. I want to work it from here and then come to the other side. So I want to try to heat just the spine right here and leave this part cool. All right, so now I'm going to bring it back to the horn. And again, give it a couple little taps. And you don't want it too hot, because you don't want to do too much. But that's starting to take the shape that I'm wanting. Just going to give it a few little drag hits over here. And yes, I refer to it as a drag hit because I'm not hitting it, I'm dragging. Quite literally dragging the hammer. Now this is what I was aiming for. You see how the middle of it is right here and not over here? This is what I consider the most ideal shape for an S-hook. So now this side is done. Now I'm going to switch it around. And I always like doing the second half better, because this is now much easier to hold on to than just this end right here. So now I'm going to stick this end right here, and we're going to do what I just did all over again. Alright, so I've for the most part drawn it out. I'm going to come and do just a little bit more right here, because I want it to it don't need to be perfectly matched, but it needs to be just a little bit skinnier right here, because I want it to be almost symmetrical, as close as I can get. So here's a good example of focusing your heat on the area. See how I left the point a little cooler? That's what you want, because if you get the point too hot when you're working a thicker piece, you'll end up probably burning off the point. So, learning how to control the heat and getting it hot where you want it is something pretty dang important. And that's one thing I think making these hooks is good to teach you in the beginning, how to control that heat and keep it where you want it. I think we're pretty much there as far as the taper. So I'm going to give it another heat and go ahead and lay it over and scroll this end out. Alright, you need to knock them clankers off of there, because you don't want that stuck to your nice little hook. Okay, and now you're just going to grab it and you're going to scroll it the opposite direction. So that means if one hook's facing up, the other one needs to face down. Alright, there's a nice little start. Now if it's crooked, notice how it's kind of wonky a little bit to the side. That's a simple fix. Lay it on its side like this and just give it a few hits. It don't take much, so don't waylay on it. Don't hit it as hard as you can. It ain't that serious. Now let's put it back in so we can keep defining the hook. Alright, so I'm taking it to the back of the anvil. I'm kind of dragging it away from me. Pushing it, you might say. Okay. That's looking a whole lot better. Now, do that. Now let's come back here. was a party foul. Alright, well that is pretty much it right there. I'm going to move my phone so I can show y'all a little bit better of an angle. But there you go. That is an S hook. Now it's not perfect, but I was not aiming for perfect. I was wanting to show y'all my process of making an S hook. There's now all different kind of ways to do it. Now I know one side's a little bigger than the other. That's okay. You can also square this off, you can twist it, you can do all kinds of fun stuff with an S hook. But I just wanted to show y'all my process of making one. If you've watched this whole video, go ahead and subscribe. You basically my cousin now, we family. Subscribe to the channel. I may do more how-tos. I'm going to see how this one does. Because with blacksmithing it's a bit tricky. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and some people do them the right way. Some people do them the traditional way. Some people just straight up do them their way, and that's okay. Because, you know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great rest of your day.